On est live, ça y est. C'est bon.
We are live.
We are live. Bonjour, Marie.
Hello, Bertrand. How are you?
I'm actually quite good.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
So it's, that's our video. Okay, guys. So that's the first for us doing that on different media. So we are live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook
At the same time.
At the same time, if it's working. So we will see.
Instagram's working.
Instagram seems to work. So hello. If you have any question, please do whatever on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, and we're going to try to answer that. The idea tonight is to present ourselves and also My Private Paris and how we started the beautiful company that we are now having for 5 years. So maybe we're going to start with that. What do you think, Bertrand?
Yes.
Yes.
That is a good idea.
Okay. So yeah, a lot of people ask us how this whole thing started.
Yes.
So My Private Paris is a travel agency, and we are quite a small boutique agency, but
small is beautiful.
Small is beautiful. So maybe before that, Bertrand, you can tell us, how did you work in the industry? Because you were in the tourism when we met. So.
Exactly. Well, that's more than 5 years ago. That is dating back to 2009, I believe. Mm-hmm. I studied political sciences. So my goal was to become the president of France one day.
You will be.
Hopefully not for France and for me. But I joined this company that was organizing free walking tours in Paris. Mm-hmm. So the idea was to give quick tours of neighborhoods, like an hour and a half. Mostly it was students doing the job. And at the end of the tour, guests could give whatever they wanted. And so that was fun to do as a young man.
Yes, and yeah.
And it worked actually quite well. And so that company grew bigger and bigger, and I was in charge of finding new guides. And so one day, who knocked at the door?
It was
Marie.
Me. Yes. So yeah, so before, so he was already a great guide. So I learned a lot of things from Bertrand and from the team at the time. But so for myself, I was not really thinking about being a guide before. I actually studied literature, so I was more into the publishing industry. And then, when I discovered this job, I just love it. And probably because you were there and having all
of course
and positivity.
Not at all because you like to talk and like to walk and like to tell stories.
No, but really, I felt, I felt this was kind of revelation for me, being able to be in Paris and enjoying the city and talking in English with new people all the time. So thank you for hiring me.
My pleasure.
So that was before My Private Paris.
But wait, you said something very important, and I think it's true for you, it's true for me, and true for most of the wonderful guides who work with us at My Private Paris, that we did not plan on becoming guides. It just happened.
Yeah. For us, at least. I mean, some people, of course, they do. They go to the special classes to get to have the license as guide.
But even so, most of the time they start studying something, and then why not have a friend who tell them, you should do that, etc. Because you don't necessarily think about this job as a career unless you have people in your entourage who like this or do that. But it's funny how we are a team of very different characters.
Yeah, but I think we have one thing in common is the passion to share also.
Hopefully.
Things. Yes, a great ability and curiosity also, but for the other people and for foreigners in particular. And to me, I feel that is really the common point of all our personality and all the guys that are working with us. So I'm just starting to say hello. So hello here. Again, if you have any question, please do. And hello to everyone. So
thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining us tonight.
Once again, you can't realize this, but we have 3 cameras watching us right now, so it feels a little bit weird.
No, it's nice. I love it.
But we have one for YouTube, one for Instagram, one for Facebook there. So if we're not looking straight to the camera, don't probably feel like... we're looking at somebody else.
Exactly. So
thank you for, I see here on YouTube that we have John. Thank you for being here, Jean Tedam.
Yeah, so some people are watching our videos because we're doing that type of videos every week on YouTube. And since March, since we had this tiny problem called a virus. And
since we had time.
Yeah. So if you want to join us also, come on YouTube every Saturday. We're going to do different videos about Paris, about the Loire, about France. Really, we are trying to cover France now. So it's kind of the new goal.
The more we are confined and the more we want to show you various things and landscapes.
So Bertrand, we have some question already that some guests asked us from before.
Yes.
So we're just gonna go and I'm gonna dig for the first question for you. So let's see. Okay. Okay. So Bertrand, have you ever been to the US before?
I have been to the US twice. Mm-hmm. I was lucky enough when I was 15, about to turn 16. I was sent to spend 3 weeks with a family. They lived near Atlanta in Georgia. And I never know how to pronounce the name of the city. I know there's one T you're not supposed to say. So it's Atlanta or Atlanta.
Atlanta, okay, yeah.
So I don't know which of the T you're not supposed to say. And so that was a huge moment for me because I only spoke English in class. Mm-hmm. And so it was mostly writing.
Yeah.
And so there for 3 weeks, I was in a lovely family who, well, the mother spoke very good French. And there was a kid my age, Neil, who was learning French.
Okay.
And so I was 3 weeks there, and then he spent 3 weeks with me.
But that was the only experience you had in US?
That was the first.
Oh, the first one. Okay.
And then I went back in the summer of 2008. Mm-hmm. So that was before all of the guiding started. That was when I graduated from college, and I spent a month, but still in the same family. And I did some kind of internship for Norman, who's the name of the dad, and had a chance to practice my English in a professional environment.
So that's how you were so comfortable speaking English, like having this experience first.
That's how I learned to speak English, not necessarily as a textbook, but more as a human being.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe there is a question. Okay, so how did you develop your various itineraries?
That's a question from Darren.
Okay, so maybe I'm gonna just go.
I want to. Sorry, you will answer the question, but first, you can tell that this is a question from someone who's been there every Saturday, watching every tour.
Yeah.
And who know that we are doing a lot of different itineraries. Thanks for that's a great question.
So just before answering that question, maybe we can do like a very short agenda of how we did Migrate Paris very quickly, because we didn't even went to that. So when we started in 2015, so I was experienced only as a guide, and you were more into actually making itineraries and knowing how to do custom tours. So let's say as a guide, I wanted to do tours that I loved. So I choose first things related to food, obviously, you know me, and so food and history we're working, of course, very well. So we decided to start with those itinerary that we liked, and that Bertrand knew that we could sell them pretty well. And also there is this.
You forgot to say that happened at a party at my place.
No, but that's for another question. How exactly did we started it? But of course, it started.
No, we have to say it. So it was at a party at my place near the Bastille Square, and I told Marie, "What about we just start a new company, and we only do tours that we love doing?
Yes.
Okay, we don't do the tours we don't like to do. We only do the one we like doing." And she said, "Yes, that's a good idea."
Yeah, that's one thing about being a guide for other companies is, of course, you have different suggestions, and people say, "Oh, you should do this tour," even if you're not really comfortable doing it. For example, I don't know for later, but I'm not comfortable with the catacombs. I will not be a great guide in the catacombs.
You like food, but not the bones.
Yeah, not the bones, no. So for example, yeah, I would not really like being in a company where I have to go to the catacombs every day, for example. So when we started, the idea was to do our own itinerary. And then we developed with other guides, with the team growing, because they were, for example, we had Raphael that joined us, and she was a big fan of the catacombs. So that was great for her to add.
Send me down there.
Yeah, so it's really in collaboration with the guides and their specialty that we decided to develop a catalog. Also, the clients asking for something specific, we think, oh yeah, why not doing that? And the agents, of course. So it's kind of a combination of different factors. So
in a nutshell, what Marie is saying is that we're very lazy.
Oh so no, what did you say?
We do tours we like, and then we do tours that guys working with us tell us, I like doing this. Can you make me do that? And so that's how we add more tours.
Yeah, we can say that. But now, if you on your own tour, of course, the idea was also to make My Paris something as flexible as we could. So whatever suggestion or idea from the clients, we just get it and try to do something with it. So we never say no. Or almost.
We did say no a couple of times, but anyway. But yeah, that's true. We say, okay, let's do the tours we like doing, and then let's do what people want. Because the one thing we were sick with in this industry is when you, as a guest, cross the world, come here to visit Paris, and you want to do this, and that, and then people tell you, well, it doesn't. You cannot do that. It's either one, or the second, or the third, or something else. And we thought, come on, I mean, if you're coming from that far, you should be able to say,
to do it.
No, this yes, this no, this yes, this no. So it's not that difficult to just do what people want. And then we always try to add surprises, because obviously if you are not from the city, you don't necessarily know every place.
No, and that's our job. That's our job, to help you finding what you were not expecting.
Exactly.
So, okay.
All right, question.
There's another question
for me to Marie.
Okay, let's see.
Where would you like your first post-COVID tour to take place?
Oh, okay. So let's say everything is open.
Everything is open. Because everything will reopen.
Yeah. Okay. So the museum now are closed, and that's sad. I don't know. It will involve the restaurants. Okay. So probably a full day tour. I would love to have someone, maybe a family or a couple, and just being free, getting to see everything they want. So I will go for maybe the Paris highlights, where we see most of the monuments, and we also have time to stop in a cafe or a restaurant and have a glass of wine, and just do people watching as we talk. Probably around the center, with Notre Dame and the island, because that's
who would have guessed.
Yeah, that's kind of my favorite places. So yeah, I would do something like that. Do you have one specific spot in mind, or is that like me, like doing around?
The first one I'm asked to do, I just jump on a bike and go do it.
Oh, yeah.
Make me walk.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I would not be picky either, but do you miss Versailles? Because Bertrand is our great specialist of Versailles. You're doing that. I mean, you did that like maybe 3 or 4 times a week. So do you miss it?
Sometimes twice a day.
Do you miss it? Or
I miss it amazingly.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because even when I was doing it, I remember there was a month, I think it was in 2018, I was doing Versailles, I was doing maybe 8 half-day tours of Versailles per week, and I was never tired of it. Okay. So I'm a big Versailles.
Okay.
But that's my problem. I have a thing for wigs and fancy clothes.
I have another question. No, okay. No, because we do like to do a visit in costumes. So if at any point you want to do that, we are, we're gonna go for it.
We can dress up in any funny way for making tours. If you guys have questions,
don't hesitate. Pop in. Okay.
Thank you, Darren.
So we do have a question here. Are you sick of Mona Lisa?
No, not at all. Actually, I didn't like the Mona Lisa until I became guide.
Okay, so you didn't like her before because she was like
because I thought
known.
I thought it was a very vague pale brownish painting with no interest.
Don't say that.
No, but it's true. Because I mean, you see it so often, on postcards, on T-shirts, on caps, etc. So you think, yeah, well, it's just famous because it's famous. And actually, the more I studied it, the more intriguing I thought this painting was. And being able also to share all my new discoveries on it, etc., and talk about it with other guides, etc. And that made me realize that if this painting is so famous,
yeah, it has to be.
It's not just because it's famous or but it's because it has something amazing inside of it.
It's funny because to me, it's not really the painting itself, but it's more I know the people are waiting to see her. I know they are. Like all the Louvre, they are kind of nervous, before. And when we finally arrive in the room, I can see their eyes, I can see their reaction. And so you have always the people say, yeah, I don't really care,
Yeah, sure.
But I know that they care, and they will be proud to have seen Mona Lisa after. Yeah, so for me, yeah, it's more like I'm waiting for them to discover it more than seeing the painting. I don't know if I'm really looking at it so much, but I do look at them watching her. So
yeah, well, during the tour, that's true. It's more watching that and also watching. Okay, what do we do next? Who needs to do a bathroom break, etc.
We have a question here. So, do you have any special tour for honeymoon? Should I go for it? Or?
You go for it,
okay.
Yes.
Okay. Not yet. We don't have one special tour. We do have special options that are great. We know the most amazing hotels, could be 5-star or 4 stars. All around Paris, and yeah, we can really give the best advices to where to go and where to spend your time romantically. We have also a photographer that is excellent, that can take pictures of you, also for honeymoon or for a proposal, if you're into,
We have had a lot of them.
We did.
Yeah.
I think the best was maybe in Versailles. Was it with you, or was
it
with
Laure?
Okay.
I think it was Laure.
But yeah, in the mirror.
Can you imagine sometimes we're completely amazed by that, the trust you guys can put on us, in us. I don't know. Well, the way you can trust us.
Yeah.
Because we do receive a lot of emails saying, okay, I'm going to propose. I'd like to arrange something, etc. So we have that, and it's very refreshing to have this kind of moment happening.
Yeah.
You're going to Versailles, and then at some point, he's going to propose. So hopefully she say yes.
And all the couples are different, so they're looking for something different, and we always try to make the best program really for them. Not something too over the top if that's not what they want. Like, for example, Not everyone wants roses and the restaurant on the Eiffel Tower, but if you do want that, we can arrange that. But if you want something more simple, like a picnic on the garden, we can also do that. So it's really depending. So that's why we don't have like one tour specific for that, but we have a lot of ideas and a lot of questions that are pretty cool. So yeah. Okay, so let's say that's your turn. I think it's your turn to get a deal. Okay.
I know. How did you select the tour guides of your team? It's good because you do that job.
That's my job. So when we started, we had 1 month where we just settle our things, our website, and then suddenly Eurostar contact us and they say, okay, we have more than 100 people that are coming in one day, and we need to have a lot of guides to divide them into tiny groups, and that's going to be for a whole day. So that was just the start of my Paris, and they trust us.
You're right. It was
with
like
a
month after that.
Just a month after. So very quickly we decided to go and to contact our former guide colleagues that we had from other agencies. They all answered, yes, of course, it sounds fun. So that's how we started. Just like, okay, whoever is available, kind of, but also whoever we have good connection with. But that was just for a day. Then the people that are now working permanently with us, I think it's just, always someone is making the contact. We are not looking for new guides.
We've never posted an ad.
We never posted an ad. It's really, so first Raphael sent us an email saying, hey, I'm a guide in Paris. Would you be interested? And we're like, we don't have a lot of work, but maybe. And as soon as she came, we had too much work for us too. So we decided, okay, so Raphael will be in, and then Mark. And then all the guys just came, probably because they saw us somewhere on TripAdvisor or...
Yeah, and a lot of them is because one of their friends and guide works with us.
And say, hey, they're great guys, go and work with them.
Exactly. and the cool thing with that is, none of us has been overloaded with tours to do since March. And we still hang out together all the time.
Yeah, we
on
have
Zoom or in real life, but we still see each other because that's the thing, is we're friends. So
now we have a great team, and it's true that we are sharing also the same way of guiding. Maybe not in the speciality that we have, but in the sense that we want the people to feel comfortable. We are really there for them. We just take care of our clients, and that's the most important for guiding. So.
Exactly, it's more a state of mind and the way you want, you behave with colleagues, with us, and with you guys, rather than certificates. Because some guides, they joined us with a lot of experience. Some were quite newbies, and they have had fantastic reviews because they're great human beings you want to spend time with.
Sure. And I think the way we see it is, first we trust them. Like, that's the first thing. So before putting them on trials and to be like, seeing, okay, what is it doing? First we trust them. If it's working, it's working. If it's not, then okay. But so far we had, maybe not one bad review. I mean, we have a great 5-star on TripAdvisor. So so probably we pick them right. Okay, so next one.
Bonsoir, Suzanne. Suzanne says she's a little late, but don't worry, we're here.
So hello to everyone that is joining us on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube. So thank you. You can continue posting questions, saying hello, and giving us little thumb wherever you are.
Oh yeah. Like the video, share it, subscribe, whatever. Your job.
Don't hesitate. I like this one. Okay, so did you met?
Let me drink a little bit of this excellent apple juice.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, so I don't know if we can promote that, but we have a little bit of wine with us also to hold tonight. So.
Well, it's cold and chilly outside. I mean, it's been snowing all day. So
it was beautiful this morning. It was snowing all over. So
but it was cold and wet.
Okay, so we do have a question here. Saying that, did you met or is anyone famous was there during your tours?
Yes, many.
Okay, so you start and I say after.
Many. The tricky thing here is that because we are in Paris, which is the capital of France, there are a lot of famous French people who live here. So I've met 4 world champions of soccer of 1998 during my tours, and the worst thing is that I was the only one excited about it.
Oh, because they didn't know about them.
They didn't know about them. Oh. They didn't care about European football at all. Well, I was completely amazed.
But that was so great. Do you remember where it was, or in Paris?
It was mostly around the Place Vendôme.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so Place Vendôme
it's where you buy jewelry, it's where you have
the
watches.
And the Louvre is not far. So
and one in Montmartre. So there's but he's not world champion though, but famous football player.
Okay.
Then I've seen Natalie Portman.
Okay, Natalie Portman. Oh yeah, but she used to live in the third, right? Like exactly. in my neighborhood. So
I was even more excited, but then everybody knew who she was. French politicians also.
Does that count? Okay, yeah. No, it does.
I mean, they're famous, but you guys would not care. But I don't think I have seen, besides Natalie Portman,
seen a lot of stars.
Yes,
in general.
World famous stars. What about you?
So one time I was in the flea market. I don't know if you guys know the flea market, and I was very surprised because I saw Julia Roberts. And so
Oh,
she was with the guard and all of that.
yeah.
So I was very impressed because the flea market is not very glamorous. It's not like Place Vendôme, for example. It's more like tiny stalls and a lot of I mean, you probably saw the movie Midnight in Paris with all the things. So Julia Roberts was there, probably selecting your stuff. So that was pretty cool. But then during my tour also I had some rock stars.
Yes.
that was also something.
It's been years since this tour happened, and I'm still jealous. So you tell it.
No, but very quickly, because it was a tour for a literature tour. So it was about Arthur Rimbaud, and apparently a big fan of Arthur Rimbaud is Mr. Jimmy Page from the Led Zeppelin, and so he wanted to heard everything about Rimbaud in Paris. And so I had the chance to guide him, and he was just the nicest guy. And he was asking me questions like, "I was the star," and I was, so that was.
And to this day, he's still talking to his children and grandchildren about the day he met Marie.
Of course not, but I was feeling like, it was so nice with me. So that was something. And also I had the chance to meet also some TV stars like Marie Carrillo, or also some presenter from Canada TV. So we had years of guiding, and it's true that it's giving us a lot of opportunity to have fun with the clients, but also making TV, making blogs. I mean, it's really great for that. Also, this job is just a lot of surprises. We don't have a question from John.
I want to say just a quick hello to Kathleen, because she is the mother of the family I visited when I was I turned 16 in her house in near Atlanta. And so she's here tonight. So I see on the comments. So hello, Kathleen. She's the reason why I speak rather correct English, and I can do this job. So thank you very much. Merci.
So the question is for John. So you obviously have many clients from the United States.
Not at the moment.
What other countries do your clients come from? So I would say after US, we have a lot of people from Canada and Australia. India as well. So we provide tours in Spanish, Italian, German, but we don't really advertise about it, and we don't really. Our website, for example, is only in English for now, so that will attract, of course, a lot of English speakers. So that's why we have countries, but a bit of European and from Asia. I would say Singapore, Philippines, Malaysia.
Philippines, it's true.
So that's for in Asia, and then and in Europe it could be not a lot of French. So guys, if you're French,
we don't like French people anyway.
What? So, if you're French, come tour with me, because I love French people. Okay, we do have also a question from Ginger. So how far outside of Paris would you do a tour? And so that's the first question. And the second question is, during lockdown you did some, but are there others that you would? Okay, so maybe you can tell us about the day trips and more.
So for now we started in Paris, and then every year we add a new destination we cover. And so a couple of years ago we added tours to Normandy, to the landing sectors of the D-Day in World War II, but also to visit castles, chateaux of the Loire Valley. We added also 2 chateaux outside of Paris, Vaux-le-Vicomte and Fontainebleau, that are amazing chateaus, and you can visit them in one day. And then in 2020, we were supposed to have, because there are lots of rules and regulations for businesses in France, so we applied to be able to sell tours, including train tickets, like high-speed train tickets. And then in one day we could go to Bordeaux, Lyon, Strasbourg, Lille, etc. So actually we are going to go as far as we can to the French borders.
And now we also have guides that are, so we used to have a team that was based in Paris for a long time. And now with this year changing things, we do have a specialist of the Loire that is now living in Tours. So that's really the center for the Loire Valley. We do have also a guide that is now based in Nice. We have also someone that is knowing very well Strasbourg, and another one that knows very well Bordeaux.
And
Lille and the Dordogne region. So now we can cover most of the parts of France with people that we really trust and that we used to work with. So that's our best card. We can really cover everything now.
We're like little spiders. Our web is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But we want to cover all of France, and with the train, we can do day trips or just overnight, and it makes us very excited to do that. Maybe in 2021 or next year.
Okay, so next question. Okay, so what is your favorite museum or site in Paris?
Notre Dame.
Okay.
No question.
Yeah.
For sure, it's Notre Dame.
Yeah, if you had to do like every day of the week to do a tour, you would go to Notre Dame.
If we say in Paris, within the
the
city borders, it's Notre Dame Cathedral, because I think it has it all. It has the history. It has seen a lot of the city history also happening by. It has architecture. It has paintings. It has sculptures. It has theology. It has politics.
You want to make us cry.
Everything.
That's what you're doing, Bertrand. Okay, so he's trying to make me sad about it now. Of course, Notre Dame is one of the best monuments, and it really affects us. With the fire, it really changed also the way we were looking at Paris. Like, it will never change, and then suddenly everything changed. So
we realized that this big block of stone is so fragile.
But it's true that I was not even thinking about Notre Dame because I was thinking about a museum with the question. But it's true that it's probably the one that we missed most. So you pick well.
And one thing I like also with Notre Dame, and then. It's the fact that the art you see there, for most of it, was made for Notre Dame. And that is something that in museum you never have, is to see art where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because in a museum, it's been gathered from other places, other countries, etc., and put there. So it's great because in a small area you can see a lot. But in Notre Dame, the sculptures,
everything was made to be.
Yes, when the artist made it, they thought it's going to be in Notre Dame. I like that.
Well, actually, I think that it's Robin Sherry that say that she will ask for cathedral tour when she come back. So there you go. But we do have Sacré-Cœur on Montmartre, but it's not exactly the same. But in between, maybe. And as for me, if I was just thinking about a museum, I would probably pick Musée d'Orsay, because the Louvre to me is still impressive and it's still too big, even if I know it, but it's has this feeling that I don't really belong here. I'm not from the royal family or something like that. Like I'm not supposed to be, where the queen and the king used to walk,
I don't mind at all.
But Musée d'Orsay is completely different because it used to be a train station, a place for people to party. So that's completely my style, like more traveling, travel and drinking wine before you travel, having great food in the great restaurant of the. So I think just the building itself, it's more welcoming, and also the arts. I just love Impressionism, so I will feel more related to this building, I think, after maybe Notre Dame. But now you say it. Okay, so. Guys, if you have...
Do we have other questions?
Yeah, other questions, please do. We were thinking doing this live for 45 minutes. So so we still have 15 minutes with you. So don't hesitate.
Ooh, interesting question. What is the best tour you have been on as a guest?
As a guest? So you mean, it could be in Paris or...
It could be anywhere, but you're not the guide. You're the guided.
I'm not the guide. Okay, there's so many answers to that question. There's one tour I really loved, and it was in London, and that's probably because it was just before the coronavirus crisis. That was last year in February, and we went in London We've totally tailored.
Yeah.
And actually, yeah, we did that also in November. So we did two tours with them in London, and I think that's one of my favorites experience as a guest, because it's a girl named Charlie that is just an amazing guide, and I hope we're still gonna work with her after. Actually, you're gonna probably tell us something about that. And so she made just an excellent job having us feeling really part of the city, and like we are the greatest friends, just in few minutes, and have this delicious food also to try. I mean, I think that was one of my best experience. Yeah.
It's funny how when you start working as a guide, either you look at the tours you take in a different way, or for some you just get started with going on tours to learn the skills also, because obviously there's the knowledge, there are the dates and the names and the stories, etc. But being a guide, it's not just memorizing all of this, it's a way to behave and to make people enjoy their time hearing these stories. And we are just getting started with a big association, a great project, a very young but very great project. It's called Private Guides of Europe. It was started back in the spring of 2020. And basically the idea is, it's very simple. We should have done it years ago. But we are creating an association of local operators, so just like us, local guides who know their job, love their job, no big companies, but just boutiques. And in every country, we select the best. The best boutique.
Yeah.
I mean, we did not pick ourselves, so that's what they told us.
No,
they've interviewed several companies for France and for Italy, for the UK, etc.
So now we're 25 countries in this selection, and so that's great. We can now travel around Europe and having great friends over there, so that's great.
And so you guys can, so we have added that to our website.
Yeah, you can see all the partners,
and you can see that companies that are perfect, or at least as good as we are, which is close to be perfect, kind of. Marie,
sorry. Yeah, there's just a little something with the
yes,
Instagram. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, the phone is a little bit too hot.
Okay,
apparently.
So I just gonna stop. I think we're just gonna stop the Instagram.
Yeah. So you guys who were on Instagram, well, you cannot know what we're talking about. So thanks to you guys for.
Sorry.
It's okay. I'll continue, because there's a question from Jean Tedam here, who's saying, what was the best tour you organized?
I'm coming back.
What was the best tour you organized? That's a very hard question.
I'm thinking about the one with this couple, Mark and Bethany, and they wanted to have to renew their vows, and they were so cute because she had come in Paris with her dress, like a wedding dress, and she was still fitting in her wedding dress, and that was something 15 or 20 years after. Like, oh, okay. And they were, I think they were very touching, because they wanted to have something not over the top, like we say, not too fancy or anything, but something that really was beautiful. And I think they really moved us, because I don't know if it was not hard to organize, to be honest, because they were very easy. And we did that in Hôtel de Sully, which is a beautiful garden in the Marais. But just by the fact that they were so in love and so nice with us, and I mean, something really happened. So I think, that was one of the just because it was very special. I mean, just the wedding dress kind of blew my mind. So I think that's probably why.
and there was something very special about this couple, and because I remember helping the planning, but I didn't meet them. But still, all of us in the office and all the guides and the drivers, we were we wanted it to be perfect.
Yeah,
There was something, it's hard to explain.
I think it was
but-
just because they were so in love.
yeah, probably.
And in Paris, we always say, "Oh, Paris is a city of love," and it's usually true. But that was I think something. But it's hard to say because we had so much experience. 10 years of guiding people that are amazing.
And we don't want any of you to be jealous.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to just choose like, oh yeah, this.
But as an organization,
probably because it's I mean, sometimes also you have 1 week to organize, and that's really fun, especially when you have a whole family and the kids want to do that and the parents want to do that, so that's also taking a lot of fun. It's hard question, really.
There's a question from John Nickerson.
Yes.
Who is asking us, tell us about something you have edited out of one of the virtual tours.
Alors, since March, so we're doing virtual tours every Saturday. Some of you are following us. And it's true that at first we did live, and then we start editing them so we have a better quality of sound and image, because the problem with Zoom is not like exactly the best images. So we started to edit our videos.
Yeah.
Now
answer the question.
Let's answer the question. Okay. Did we had to I don't know. Okay, in the Roman one, I can look at that's in the Roman Empire one.
So the tour about when Paris was a Roman city.
So we were out with Florent, and we were not supposed really to film as it was locked down. So it was weird because at one point we were not far from the police station, and Florent was talking, and I was looking around, and then I saw those 3 policemen that was approaching, and they were approaching to me. And so I think I did cut on the video the part where I'm looking very stressed because I'm like, I just hope they won't tell us anything. Well, in reality, it's not completely illegal. It's just like, I didn't want it to answer to them and then showing the papers as we were having a video made. So that was.
So it changes every week, so it's hard to follow, especially if you're not living in the country. But that was in November, November till mid-December, we were allowed to be outdoors for just 1 hour per day.
Yeah.
And so obviously when you film a tour, it takes a little bit longer, putting the microphone, checking if the microphone works, etc. So
what other things? I'm sure other things were edited, but
edited out.
I mean, when it's when the sound is really not good and things like that. Yes.
You can't believe how desperate with myself I have been since we do that, because so to have better tours, we have bought gimbals, we have bought microphones, and so we want to make these tours look good, and quite often I do something stupid with the sound. And so even though we've bought the equipment, quite often I will forget to plug the microphone into the receptor or thing like that, and then after 3 hours filming, especially when it's cold or when it's rainy, you're back home and you start to edit. Well, then you're quite desperate with yourself. So that's when Marie helped with editing. Said, "Don't worry, okay, I'll do it." And it's hard because you have to move up the sound, etc. So maybe you guys did not realize it, but the sound editing is taking hours and hours.
All the technical problem. Like, for example, now we are back on Instagram. But it's all the technical.
The phone has cooled down.
So it's mostly technical things that we are cutting out. Sometimes we do say something and then the other person is looking at us like it's a mistake, and you realize it and you're like, oh my God, let's cut. So we do that sometimes, but not all the time. Sometimes we let the mistakes. So I don't think there is something too weird, or maybe we don't recall it. Okay, so we do have another question from Jean Sedan. So she's saying, during your tours, do you still get new unexpected question? Yes, of course,
Yes.
always. And that's, I think, why we are continuing our job, is because every time it's unexpected, every time it's surprising. I think one of them, if I can tell, one of them was from kids. So we were in the Louvre, and we were looking at amazing huge paintings, and really they were, yeah, so huge. And so I was trying to explain them what we were looking at, the story behind the painting. And then suddenly one of the kids was telling me, but how do they actually put the frame together like this? Do they use like scotch, or do they sew, or how do they put the frame, because it's so big? And I was like, okay, that's the first time people are actually questioning about the technique. Like, how do we paint? How do we frame it? How do we move one painting from one place to another? And I was thinking, this is a very practical question I was never asked before. And I liked it very much because, yeah, sometimes you're too deep into the meaning of the symbol and the colors, and you just forget, oh, yeah, that's actually an object that you're looking at. So there is a story behind the object. So I like that, for example. What do you remember, any unexpected question, or?
There's one I will never forget.
Okay.
It was, I think I had been a guide for like 3 years, 4 years maybe. And I was guiding at Notre Dame because it's with Versailles. These are my two favorite sites. And I was giving a tour of Notre Dame, and I was spending some time in front of the main portal with all the sculptures, and I was telling about the different nuances of how to decipher the theology back in the 1200s, etc., etc. And I was getting, really deep in details and comparing gospels with one with another, etc. And then I think it was already like 20 minutes in the tour, and it was a family, and and one of them told me, but who is this Jesus Christ you keep talking about? And it hit me. I was, is that a real question?
Yeah.
And then I thought, but wait a second, what if I have asked question like that in other countries, like in Thailand or things like this, where in countries where you don't really know the religion,
Yeah.
and you visit a temple and you lost track on who's who, etc. And I was, yeah, it's true. uh, I assumed that everybody has the same background, has the same culture,
Yeah,
etc.
and then you realize not at all.
Yes, and it made me realize that every day we do this job, we travel, even if we stay in the same city.
Yeah, true, because we're thinking
but
differently.
with you guys, with the questions you have, and how sometimes you are mesmerized or amazed by something that's so simple for us, we realize that, yeah, we're coming from different countries, different cultures, and what we see here is not more normal than what you guys have at home.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, we do have a lot of unexpected, like you say, a lot of unexpected question every
all the time. Yeah.
all the time. Like one time, I was in front of Notre Dame, and someone said, "Oh, so that's a church," and I was like, "Oh yeah," and because like you, I was going for it's a church.
Everybody knows.
And I said, "Oh, so that's a church." Yeah, I mean, to us it was so obvious, but like you say, you have to go. Okay, so there's
I've done a lot of school tours also. And the unexpected question when you are giving a tour to a class of 50 students is the question that you have just answered. That's the one you expect the least.
True. Okay, so we do have 3 or 4 more questions here. If you do have some, we're probably going to end at 8. So so don't hesitate, post your question now.
We have a Mont d'Or waiting for us.
Yeah, we do eat cheese after that. So
melted cheese. We have that cheese in a box, in a wooden box. We're going to cut it, put a little bit of garlic in it, put it in the oven, and eat it with a spoon.
Okay, so we're excited for that. But we do enjoy this time with you guys.
Yeah, of course, but not too many questions, please.
No, please do. Okay, so that's kind of a philosophical question. Okay, so how do you see my private Paris in 5 years? So that's mean after the Olympics, because first we're gonna have 2024. We're gonna have hopefully Paris Olympic Games happening, and so that's gonna be big. I'm sure it's gonna be a big year for us, and we'll see how we handle it, and what exactly can we expect from it. So that's one thing that's gonna happen in a few years. Do you see yourself with More guides, less guides, more destination.
I think more destinations
Us in
for sure.
Brazil, sipping,
Cocktails,
margarita.
that's no. Because the one thing we have never stopped doing was to give tours.
Yeah.
Even when we had a beautiful staff, an office, etc. So that was. But yeah, we want to give tours. It's the most. I mean, that's where the fun is. It's not in sending the bills and paying the bills and filling the tax forms, etc. So where I see ourselves, you and I, still guiding, and
You and I. Okay.
and also having more guides and making this band of friends a bigger one. But I think the way we're going to develop this company is by adding more cities.
Okay.
I don't see ourselves with 500 guides here in Paris and doing 2,000 tours, etc. Instead, I see us developing other destinations, promoting them also, and having people sending us an email saying, okay, I'm here for a week in France. Tell me where I should go, etc., and designing cool itineraries like that.
Okay. So for me, I will also add the fact that this year was so special for us that we also changed the way we used to work. So before 2020, it was me and Bertrand as partners in the business. And so we were the founders and only owners of My Credit Paris. And we had two amazing employees with us, Maria and Alex. And unfortunately, because of the crisis, we had to be just two. So that's what we are now. We are two in the office. That does no longer exist.
That is not the office.
That's not the office. So we are kind
of. The office is wherever we take our laptop.
Yeah. So we are kind of getting back to what we used to be, like just you and me. And then we decided that that won't be a great energy. We wanted more new energy, new blood into My Credit Paris. So we asked the guides if they would be interested in joining us in this beautiful adventure. And actually 9 person that are working with us since many years said yes, and they did enter. So now they are the co-owners of My Credit Paris. So we are now a team of 11. So of course, Bertrand and I, being the oldest members, we're still working in the office, but with them, I think it's also a great opportunity to see My Credit Paris changing, evolving into something new that we can't even think now.
More horizontal.
Exactly. So now it's more including them. So guides, but also a chauffeur that is the best. It's Anisse, if you ever had a tour with him. So all these amazing person, they are joining us. You will discover them on our website very soon. We're going to make a page to explain this new concept with the 11 owners of this very horizontal project that we want. So that's going to be also the future of My Credit Paris.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have just a few more questions and almost the end of our live.
Yeah, because the cheese is waiting. No?
Okay. Oh, maybe we can. Okay, but that's kind of backward. But first tour ever. Can we? How we just love. I'm gonna start, and we're gonna go. Okay, so my first tour ever was in the Latin Quarter, where I used to live, so just by Notre Dame. And I was very stressed, so I decided that I will take some food with me, not for myself, but to share with people. So I did have this little package of little Madeleine, and I was thinking, if they don't like what I'm saying, at least they will like the Madeleine. So I think that's how I come up with this amazing concept of food tours. And I was probably one of the first one on the history, that was a long time ago. So I did my tour, and at the end I felt amazing. I felt like, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to talk and to be paid for that.
Because I'll do it anyway.
I do it anyway, but
can I get paid for it?
and also knowing new people, and in an hour and a half at the end, thinking like, okay, guys, we really share a moment, and now let's talk more, and just maybe grab a cup of coffee. I don't know, why not? And that's, I really like the fact that yeah, from someone that you don't know to an hour later having, so much in common. Yeah, I really loved the job. So that was in the Latin Quarter, and that was in 2011. What about you?
Notre Dame.
Ah.
It was a tour around Notre Dame, a quick 60-minute tour, just an hour, and and the thing is, I'm sorry, I'm obsessed with Notre Dame.
It's okay.
But so there was a group, maybe there were 15, 16 persons, and when people think of Notre Dame, they think of this facade with two gigantic towers, and they have no idea that there's a little neighborhood behind. There's a beautiful garden behind it, all the architectural, secrets, etc. And I was so nervous. I think I didn't think I didn't sleep the night before, because I thought I don't know this, I don't know that.
Yeah, you need to know everything. You need everything to be perfect.
And that's where I realized that people were taking these tours to know the building, but also to get our views of it as locals. And all the question I had, none of them was about technical stuff and this and that, and things where you don't have the answer to. But instead, they were questioning about how I, as a young Frenchman back then, when did I visit Notre Dame first? Do I go there do I go to Notre Dame for mass, etc.? And so it was more about our lives rather than things you could find in
and something very specific from a book,
in a history book.
Yeah, and I think that's what we like also, and probably that's you can tell us, guys, but that's probably what you like also, doing private tours with us. It's the way we can just talk human to human, and just being,
and not stocking machines, knowing facts and figures.
Just taking time.
There's not a question, but there's a comment on YouTube from Sandy, and she's saying, I do hope Florent is one of those who has chosen to join your new venture.
He
is, and not only he is, but Florent is also a new father. He's just had a son, a beautiful son, on Christmas Day.
Yeah, Gabriel, he named it. Gabriel, so very angel-like.
So not only he is an accomplished guide, a new partner of My Private Paris, but he's also a new dad. It's his first.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of job. And I guess he's happy he's not working too much right now, because
he needs to
probably
take
you guys
care
know
of him.
it's a bit of a work.
Okay, we have one last question. But I think it's
on Facebook though.
There's another one.
We have Alex who says, I love Mont d'Or. Well, as if we didn't know that before, Alex.
And we also had Maria over there saying that she misses us and she likes cheese. So
well, they won't be leftovers, but we can buy some more cheese for next time you're here, Maria.
Oh, Darren say that Florent was also their guide. So okay, last question.
And they're still watching our tours, so I guess he was good.
But if you do have some more, please do, and then we're gonna finish. So okay, it's very simple. Your worst client and the best. The best we cannot say. I mean, really. I mean, there is no. It's not like we can do 11 years or 10 years in a. No. I mean, it's hard to. I think, frankly, to be honest, and that's what the guides are saying too. The people that are coming to our tours, we love them. It's not because they are clients and they are, it's people that are generally nice and open, and they want to learn, they want to have fun, they want to ask questions, they feel comfortable. That's great. That's the best clients. It's just people that are feeling great with us.
That is something we cannot explain at all, but it's true that the guys we work with, they work with us, but they also work with other agencies. And they all say that. Yeah. They all say there's something.
Your clients are so cool.
There's something, it's karma, it's magic, or it is maybe you guys interview the clients before. We don't, but there's something that happens, is that only people who are happy to do tours are, it seems something obvious, but it's not. But people who book tours with My Private Paris, they're happy to be on these tours. And it's true, having been a guide for other agencies also, is that sometimes you have people, you start the tour and they don't want to be there. And that's true. That's probably the worst.
Yeah.
When you feel like you're wasting your time, and you're wasting somebody else's time, and you think, well, at least we get paid, but you think, but why are we on this tour?
Yeah, I think, like
It's
you say,
rare.
The worst will be, when they don't want to be there, or they don't have time, or they didn't plan.
Didn't you have? You did a tour for a couple that just had a fight or something like this? Was new?
No, it wasn't me.
No?
No, it wasn't me. But yeah, I mean, sometime, okay, you plan something great, but something in your life is not, going exactly well, and so that can happen. Also, I think it's not about the clients, it's more the tours. Sometimes it's very unexpected. For example, the Eiffel Tower is closed and you're supposed to go to the Eiffel Tower, but this day, for any reason, because the wind is too strong or things like that, you cannot go on the top. So I think that's
something else happened.
So always, I think one of the best, it's because they were supposed to go to Versailles, probably with you, or anyway, and finally we couldn't, because there was this strike that happened, and the guy told me and the guy told me in the hotel, he said, you know what, actually it's great, because I really wanted to see this soccer game because it's a World Cup, and if you can find me a bar where I can see the match, I will be just thrilled, that will be my greatest day. So from going to Versailles and not being like so fun, we went to this bar and he had beers and we were shouting for his team. So sometimes a situation can just evolve into something even better. So, oh, there is Lucien that say, love the live, guys. Thank you. Lucien is also one of our partners for this new adventure of MPP. So My Private Paris, because if you're members of our community, you can say MPP now. That's how we call ourselves. Not My Private Paris too long. So thank you so much, John. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, all of you on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube. It was a first live like that.
Yes.
It was kind of impressive to be with you guys, but we really enjoyed it. We hope you too. If you have any question, you can still ask us on the private messages, of course, also through our website. We just made this new version of our website if you want to discover it.
Yes.
And
it's full of typos and things like this, so do tell us when you see them, because
we a lot of mistakes probably, but next week we're going to try to continue be back in the street, but also have this Loire Valley that I really want to show you. That is amazing video. It's just a long time to edit, but
because we spent 3 days in the Loire Valley, staying at Valentine, who is a great guide, a new partner, and she took us to many chateaux, so there are hours and hours of video that needs to shrink.
I need to shrink
just
that.
A tour.
So thank you so much for watching this evening, and maybe see you in the next video next week or the week after.
And this year, we're not waiting for 2022.
Yes, we miss you guys. We miss you so much. Paris is just empty without all these beautiful travelers from all over the world. So thank you again for all these years of amazing guiding. Also, that's thanks to you, because now we don't have anything to do. So if you're not coming, we're not
just eating cheese and drinking wine and waiting for the next day to happen.
So we're gonna go eat a beautiful Mont d'Or. So bye, guys.
Merci. Thank you very much. Thank you for making this happening.
And see you next week. Bye.